Hey there, welcome to Plant Powered Yogi TV. I'm Carrie, and on the mat today we are doing a yoga for weight loss practice. We're keeping it short and sweet, but intense. And so work hard, but know when you need to rest and be sure to take care of yourself. And I hope you enjoy the practice. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I look forward to practicing with you. So let's go get on the mat. Okay, coming to the front of your mat, standing with your feet together, plugging the four corners of your feet into the mat, hands at the heart in prayer pose, roll your shoulders open. Want to make sure that your head is stacked right up on top of your shoulders and you're lifting through the crown of your head and just coming into the breath here, focusing on the breath as it flows into your body and out. We're going to inhale, stretching the arms up the center, and then exhale, folding forward, bending your knees nice and deep. Just taking a moment here to relax into this forward fold, turning your head from side to side, letting your head release. Inhaling, we're going to lift the heart and extend the spine. Then exhale, fold deep and bow your head. Inhale, coming all the way up, and then exhale, folding all the way forward. Again, knees nice and bent. Inhale, lifting the heart, long spine. Exhale, fold deep and bow. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And exhale, folding all the way forward, keeping the knees bent. Inhale, lifting the heart, long spine. And exhale, folding deep, bow your head. Inhale, stretching all the way up. And exhale, returning your hands back to your heart. Inhale, we're going to sit the hips back real deep, bending the knees, coming up to chair pose. Arms reaching up next to the head. Hands are nice and strong and active. You're really sitting back here, weight in the heels, and you're squeezing the legs together toward the midline. Keep breathing, challenging your strength here, sitting nice and deep. And then we're going to take that left leg out behind us as we fold forward, coming into a warrior three with the arms back like airplane wings. So it doesn't matter how high the back leg comes up, just find balance here. You just want to fix your gaze on the floor and find balance. So we're going to take a big step back into a lunge here, bringing your fingertips to the floor if possible. You can also drop the back knee if it's better for you to do it that way. If the knee is lifted, we want to keep that back leg nice and strong. And then we're going to reach up and breathe here. So coming into this crescent lunge, and again, the back knee can be down if that's what works for you today. So nice big deep breaths. Front knee is stacked over the front heel. And exhale, taking the hands back down, stepping the foot back and coming into a high push-up position. Nice strong plank here. So this can be done with the knees up like I'm doing, or you can place your knees down. If the knees are down, make sure the hips are nice and low so you have one straight line between your shoulders and your knees. Keep breathing nice and deep. Head is up in line with the spine. Nice strong arms, engaging the abs, squeezing everything. And as you exhale, we're going to lift the hips and press back into down dog. Feet are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. I'm just going to walk the feet out here, pedaling the feet, stretching the calves. So one knee bends and the other heel presses toward the floor. Couple deep breaths. And we're going to inhale and walk the feet back up to the front of the mat, heart lifted, look up. Exhale, fold deep and bow your head. You can bend your knees. Inhale, reaching up, stretching up, and exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, sit nice and deep again into that chair pose, that Utkatasana. Feet are together, knees are together, squeezing the legs toward the midline, sitting the hips way back and challenging your strength here. So really finding your edges in this pose, and the edges in this one are going to be a strength challenge. We're going to straighten the legs, taking the right leg out behind us into a warrior three. So we lower the shoulders about level with the hips. They don't have to be totally level. They certainly don't want to be lower than the hips. So just finding your balance, really squeezing that leg up as far as you can, keeping the shoulder blades on the back and the chest nice and wide open. And then big step back as we drop the back toes to the floor, stacking your front knee over your front heel. Neck is nice and long as you keep your head in line with your spine. Back leg is lifting and the knee is lifting nice and firm. And if you have to have that back knee down, that's totally okay. Keep breathing. And then we're going to inhale and reach up. Big crescent lunge here. It's a good pose to challenge your strength and your balance at the same time. Nice. And again, the back knee can be down. Big breathing here. Exhaling, taking your hands down to the mat, stepping back, high push-up, good strong plank. And if the knees have to be down on this one, go ahead and put the knees down. Make sure that you take care of yourself during this practice and rest when you need to, but really challenge yourself when you can. Keep breathing. Nice strong abs here, thighs lifting strong if your knees are off the ground. And as you exhale, we're going to lift the hips and press back into down dog. Again, nice down dog here to rest. If this doesn't feel like a resting pose to you, you can always drop to your knees. Keep the shoulders nice and wide, have lots of space for the head and neck. Let your heels drop heavy, sitting bones lifting high. We're going to come back to the plank pose here and lower into a push-up, coming back into down dog. So we're going to go back and forth like this. Plank pose, push-up, and then exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank pose, exhale, push up, and then exhale will take you to the down dog. The knees can be down in these push-ups, so don't feel like you have to do them with your knees up. Better to put your knees down and keep a nice strong core. So we just continue to go back and forth, the push-up and then the down dog. Inhale, plank, push up, and exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank, and push up, and down dog. Inhale, plank, and push up, and down dog. Really working our upper body strength here, getting some good heat going in the body. And the push up, and then down dog. So these can be at your own pace. Never feel like you have to keep up with my pace. You can always do fewer than I'm doing, or you can always modify, go slower. That's totally okay. Make this practice your own. And we're going to hop up to the front of the mat, feet right together, heart lifted, look up, and then exhale, fold deep and bow. Inhale, coming up through chair pose, so sinking the hips back nice and deep. Taking the hands to prayer pose at the heart now and twisting towards your left, bringing your elbow to the outside of your knees. So stacking those elbows right on top of each other and the hands are pressing together. The lower elbow is pressing into the knee, the top hand is pressing into the bottom hand. And then we're going to inhale, reach up, staying in that chair pose if you can, coming back to prayer pose and then twisting toward your right. Rolling that right shoulder back, staying nice and low as you can. Keep breathing. If you can look up at the ceiling, go ahead and look up at the ceiling. And then inhale, we're going to reach up through that chair pose again. Exhale, straightening the legs, folding forward. Inhale, lifting the heart. And then exhale, stepping back, high push up down to low push up. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale, down dog. Breathing. And every time we do a low push up, that chaturanga dandasana, feel free to drop your knees and feel free to go all the way down to the floor. Just keep your shoulders rolled nice and open. And then coming back to the plank pose, we're going to hop the feet out and in here. So really challenging the core strength. So hopping out and in, breathing deep, squeezing the abs, nice work. Exhaling, lifting the hips and down dog, breathing deep. Good job. Inhaling, hopping to the front of the mat, heart lifted, look up. Exhale, fold, deepen, bow. Inhale, dropping the hips nice and low. Utkatasana, chair pose, breathing. The feet and the knees are right together on this one. Squeeze them together toward the midline of your body. Exhaling, folding nice and deep. Inhaling, lifting the heart, look up. And exhale, big step back, high push up. Down to low push up, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. And exhaling, down dog. Good, steady deep breathing here. And coming back into that plank pose, we're going to take the knees forward to the alternate elbows. So cross body mountain climbers here, really challenging that core strength. So just find your own pace here. This doesn't have to be really quick. You want to really squeeze that knee over toward the opposite elbow. Try to keep your hips as low as you can. That's really going to challenge that core strength. Work those abs. Nice. And exhaling, down dog. Little rest here in the down dog. And remember, this can be dropped down to the knees. You can even take child pose if you want to or need to throughout this practice. We're going to hop up to the front of the mat with an inhale. Heart lifted, look up. Exhale, fold deep and bow your head. Inhale, coming all the way up, stretching up and back. Exhaling, hands back to the heart. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, fold deep, bow your head. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, stepping the left foot back. Big lunge here, runner's lunge. Inhale, reaching up to crescent lunge. And then we're going to pulse this out. We're going to drop that back knee up and down. Just keep that front knee stacked right over your heel. Again, you don't have to keep up with my pace here. Just do the best that you can with that. Dropping your left hand to the floor, reaching up with the right arm. Keeping the back knee lifted as much as possible, but if you have to drop it down to the floor, go ahead and drop it to the floor. And then stretching the arm way up near your head, trying to create a straight line between the back leg and that top arm. Taking the hand back to the mat, step back, high push up, and coming down onto the elbows for an elbow plank. Knees can be down here. Hips should stay nice and low if your knees are down. Really squeezing the abs here, breathing nice and deep. Shoulders stacked right over your elbows. Coming back up to the plank pose, the high plank here. Make sure your head is in line with your spine. And then stepping your left foot forward into that big lunge, back leg lifting strong. Inhale, crescent lunge, and then pulsing this out by dropping the knee down. Down and up. It's really going to work those leg muscles and those glutes. So keep breathing. I know this is tough stuff. Just keep breathing. Do your best. Dropping that right hand to the floor, stretching up with the left arm, keeping the back knee lifted if you can. Drop down to the floor if you have to. And then reaching, getting nice and long, stretching that arm up near your head. Follow the hand with the eyes as much as you can. And then exhale, hands back to the mat. Step back, high push up. Exhale, nice rest here in down dog. And if you need to drop to your knees or go to child pose, please do. Just be here with me now. Just stay present and focus. Stay with the breath. Just notice sensation in your body. Notice your heart beating if it's beating stronger. Just be grateful for that beating heart. Hopping up to the front of the mat, heart lifted, look up. Exhale, fold deep, bow your head. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And exhale, hands back to the heart. Stepping the feet now wide on your mat. We're going to turn the toes out and drop low here in goddess pose as we stack the knees over the heels. And then we're going to come up and down in this one again, working the legs and the glutes. So keep your heart nice and lifted. Keep those knees pressing out. This should really challenge your hip flexibility here. So we're going to stay low now as we drop the right fingertips toward the floor, reach the left arm up. then left fingertips toward the floor, right arm up. Back and forth like this, staying as low as you can and pushing those knees out. If you can't go all the way to the floor, you can bring your elbow to your thigh. No problem there. Nice. Inhale, stretching up, turning the feet straight so they're parallel, interlacing your fingers behind your back, stretching up, then folding forward, keeping your legs as straight as possible here. And if it bothers your back to have straight legs, just bend your knees. They can be soft. Make this all about that shoulder stretch here. We've done a lot with the arms and shoulders today. Let's stretch them out. Lifting the arms as high up off the back as you possibly can. Let your neck relax. Good. And release the arms now, placing your left hand on the floor and reaching up with your right arm, following that hand up with your eyes. Do your best here to keep your legs as straight as possible, but if you have to bend them, go ahead. Keep breathing. And then exhale, releasing. Inhale, opening up on the other side, left arm reaching up. So the idea here is to keep the spine nice and straight, and if you have to bend the knees in order to do that, please bend the knees. It's much, much better for your back if you keep the knees bent in these types of poses. And then taking the hand back down to the mat, bringing the feet a little closer together, and then dropping the hips nice and low as you bring your hands to prayer pose and you bring your elbows to the inside of the knees if you can. So do your best here with this pose. I know this is a challenge for a lot of people. You can keep your heels off the ground a little bit, but do try to lower those heels as much as possible. And then lifting the hips, exhaling, folding forward. Walking your hands to the front of the mat and stepping back, down dog. Good, deep breathing, nice resting place here. Feet are hip width, hands are shoulder width. Sitting bones lifting nice and high and heels dropping nice and low. A little warm now so we can really stretch into the back of those legs. Inhale, hopping up, looking up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhaling, hands back to the heart. Spreading your feet apart now, about the width of your mat, maybe a little bit less, and let your toes go to the outside. We're going to do some squats here. We're going to put the hands behind the back like a prisoner pose. So this is a prisoner squat. We're going to drop the hips way, way back like we're trying to touch the butt down into a chair. Real important here that the weight stay in the heels and the knees stack over the feet. We don't want the knees going past the toes. Keep your heart lifted, press your elbows back. This really helps to strengthen that upper back and that area between your shoulder blades, an area that doesn't get much work very often. So keep breathing, really pressing those hips back. Nice, and again, you don't have to match my pace. Feet coming back together, releasing the arms and then stretching them up the midline. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift your heart, long spine. Exhale, stepping back, high push-up, down to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. We're going to step the right foot forward now. Back heel is down. We're coming up to warrior one. You're going to stack that right knee over your heel. Arms are reaching up. You're looking upward toward the ceiling. Back leg is strong and straight. We're going to lower the hands now to warrior two as we turn the shoulders and the hips toward the side of the mat. Keep your head looking toward the front of the mat, just past the tip of your right middle finger. That right knee is going to want to drop in. We really want to resist that and press that right knee outward and tuck your tailbone a little bit. Inhale, going to reach up and back. The back hand is on your leg. Keep that front leg bent nice and deep. And then exhale, elbow to the thigh, reaching up, extended side angle. One nice straight line between the back foot and the top fingers. Gaze up toward the ceiling if you can. Good, and exhaling, hands back to the mat, step back, high push-up to low, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. The left foot stepping forward now for the warrior one. So same poses on this side. The back heel is down, so that back foot is at an angle. Front knee stacked over your heel, and the back leg super strong and straight. Gaze is up. Exhale, hands to the heart, then turning the shoulders and the hips to the side as you take your arms out over your legs. Look through the tip of your left middle finger, lift through the crown of your head, drop your tailbone down, and press that left knee out so it stays over the foot and doesn't drop in. Good. Deep breathing. Nice work. Dropping the back hand now on the back leg, reaching up with the left arm, really stretching that whole left side of the body. Work hard here to keep the front leg bent and the front knee stacked over your heel. Beautiful. Elbow down to your thigh, reaching up, extended side angle. Nice, really long on the right side of the body, reaching strong through the fingertips. Exhaling, releasing down now, stepping back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, and breathing. Settling into this down dog, heels dropping low, sitting bones lifting high. Nice. Deep breaths. Inhale, hopping up and sitting down. And we're going to go ahead and do some ab work here. So Navasana, the knees can stay bent or they can be, legs can be straight. So keep your heart lifted. What's most important here is the spine. We want that back nice and straight, the low back lifting, and the shoulders relaxed. So it doesn't matter how much your legs are bent as long as you feel like you're really challenging those ab muscles. Breathing nice and deep. Good work. And if you have to even hold the legs here, that's totally fine, as long as you feel like you're challenging. And then you're going to straighten out the legs, keep them right together, hands behind you, and we're going to lift the heart coming up here into this inclined plane. If you can, go ahead and drop your head back, but if that bothers you, you can keep your chin tucked into your chest. And if you need to bend your knees here, you can do that, but place the feet hip width apart. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Exhaling and releasing. And we're going to go ahead and come back into that boat pose, that Navasana. You thought you had enough of that one, huh? Well, here we are again. So breathing deep. Just find your pose. It doesn't have to look like what my pose looks like. As long as you feel like you're challenging your abs and your back, and that your low back is lifted and your shoulders are relaxed, then you're totally good. Awesome. Lowering the feet, taking the hands back behind you, straightening the legs. Inhale, lifting the hips, lifting the heart. Really pressing up and out of those shoulders. Do the best that you can. This is a tough, tough pose. Just do the best that you can. Keep breathing. If you have to come out sooner, no big deal. Exhaling and lowering down. Good. Now we're going to take the muscle away from the sitting bones. Try to plug the sitting bones into the floor, reaching forward to where you can comfortably reach, and folding forward. Nice deep forward fold here. So this should feel pretty good. If it bothers your back and if you're really super tight, you can work with bent knees here on this pose. Just finding that balance between bending the knees and folding forward and really feeling like there's some challenge to your flexibility in the back of the legs. Steady, deep breaths. Just stay with me here. Don't wander off in your mind. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, releasing that forward fold. Crossing your legs, rolling over onto your knees, coming onto the hands and knees. And we're going to slide the right knee forward. So pigeon pose here. You slide that right knee forward and you bring your foot off toward the left of the mat. So we're just gonna make this a thigh stretch here. Thighs have gotten a good amount of work, so let's stretch them out. Now, if you can't reach the back foot, that's okay. Just bend that back foot in as much as you can. Even if you can't reach it, you should feel a stretch in that thigh muscle. If your hip's way off the floor, you can put a block or a rolled up blanket or towel underneath it. Releasing the leg and folding forward now in this reclining pigeon. If you're not feeling much in the hip, we want to try to make some adjustments with that front leg. So you can move the knee more to the right. You can move the front foot more toward the front of the mat. Just find your pose. Inhaling, coming back up now, taking that knee back, and then we're going to switch sides. Left knee coming forward, and the foot goes off to the right. Stretching the thigh now by reaching back for that back foot. And again, it doesn't have to be bent in as far as I am. You can just bend the back leg as much as you can. Try to get that thigh stretch. Keep breathing, finding your edge, always working at your edges, that intense place. Good, and releasing the foot and folding forward over that front leg and just really finding your pose here, finding your intensity, finding that edge. Steady, deep breaths. Good, and inhaling, walking the hands back up. We're going to take the back leg from behind, bring it around to the front. Go ahead and lie down on your mat and have your feet stacked right below your knees, pretty much, about hip width apart. And then we're going to come up into bridge pose. So you can tuck the tailbone under, lift the hips. Try to walk your shoulders together. Fingers are interlaced, arms are pressed down. We're going to raise the right leg up toward the ceiling like we're trying to put a footprint on the ceiling. If this is too much, just stay with the regular bridge pose with the 2 feet down on the floor. Keep lifting the heart. Placing that foot back down now, we're going to go ahead and take the left side up. Breathing deep. Good. Pressing the heart up, pressing the hips up, really squeezing everything up here like you're trying to put a footprint on the ceiling. The foot is flexed. Good. And exhaling, taking that foot back down, breathing and releasing. Nice. Little squeeze here of the knees in toward the chest. And we're going to keep that right knee as we extend the left leg out. Put your right arm on the floor and pull that knee over toward your left side. So coming into a twist here. Want to keep the shoulders both grounded on the floor. Want to keep our straight leg nice and strong and active. Flex the foot on the straight leg. And then just take that top leg over as much as you can. Just keep breathing. Breathe deeply and breathe into your back ribs. Good. Just enjoy this twist. Such a good feeling after all this work we've done. Inhaling, unwinding, taking both knees back in, and keeping that left knee in, left arm on the floor, and then stretching the knee over toward the right. So twisting. You want to turn your head and look toward your left fingers. Even if your eyes are closed, then you are just having your head turned toward the left. Your right leg is strong and active with the right foot flexed, and big deep breathing into your back. Good, just enjoying that. Inhaling, bringing that knee back up. Exhale, squeezing both knees in toward the chest, just nice and gentle there. Good, and releasing the legs. And getting yourself ready for a nice reward here. final relaxation. So you're coming into Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your legs be spaced comfortably apart. Let your arms be around your sides, wherever they're comfortable. Have your palms facing up. Let your eyes be closed. And just let yourself sink into the floor. No more work. This is all about rest now. Let your breathing just be soft. Relax all the muscles in your legs. Let your arms be heavy and relaxed. Relax your muscles in your back and your belly. Relax your neck and your throat. Relax your jaw and your tongue, your cheeks. Let your eyes be heavy. Relax your forehead and your scalp. So you can stay here in final relaxation for as long as you like. No need to rush it. Let yourself relax. Enjoy this. This is the sweet reward of a beautiful yoga practice.